Okay, so here we are live once again with another Batman 66 classic TV series Mcfarlane figure unboxing, and this is Space Batman. And in case you can't tell from the logo, this says Batman 66 and this lovely piece of art by Mike Allred, probably colored by his wife, Laura Allred. She does most of the coloring for him. Mike Allred's colorblind. Did you know that? Anyway, if you can't tell from those things, this is based on the comic book Batman 66, which was based on the television series Batman, which was based on the Batman comic book. So it's based on a comic book, based on a TV show, based on a comic book. Fun stuff. I do love Mike Allred's artwork. He did all the covers for that particular comic book series. He has a very retro Silver Age kind of style to him. I've always enjoyed. Look, he even put the mustache on Cesar Romero. You can kind of see it there, even through the camera. So this is Space Batman, again, from the comic book. He never wore this outfit on the show, but he did wear it in the comic book. So we're going to open this up. This is a very unusual version of the Caped Crusader in that he does not have a cape. Now, I will say that more action figures of Batman were produced that didn't have capes than you might expect. Usually because it has some kind of glider wing or, jetpack type device, and Space Batman is no exception. You can see that he comes with those glider wings. They're in the spot where the accessories are usually found. You got the digital render of Batman on the back with his space helmet. Let's go ahead and open them up. We're pretty familiar with this style of packaging by this point, aren't we? We can go ahead and open them up and get into this. This is the third of 4 Batman 66 figures that I have to open this week. But that's not all the Batman figures that I have, nor all the Batman figures based on 60s versions of Batman, because I have this baby. Oh yeah, I finally got the multiverse version of the Batmanga Batman. So probably open that up on sometime this week. We'll see when I get around to doing it. If not this week, it'll definitely be next week. So I'm looking forward to opening that guy up. All right, so we have 2 of these glider wings, and we see that they have each have 2 pegs and a tab. So we're going to set those aside. And then Batman himself is held into the packaging with the dreaded double rubber tab. We got that loose. And I believe, for the most part, that this Batman figure does reuse most of the pieces from the regular Batman figure from this series, which I'm pretty sure I've got one around here somewhere, because I know I had the standard Adam West figure around here somewhere, and I also had somewhere around here. There he is. So we can compare. He won't have the same head as this one, but I've got the Filmation one here. So I just want to look over the parts, and it does look like it is indeed the same torso, just with this extra spacesuit piece kind of over it. And it does seem like it's made out of kind of a hard plastic, so they must have sandwiched it around here somehow. But it does look like it's the same torso, just with this extra piece put over it. The arms are the same. The legs are the same. Pelvis, the utility belt is the same. Yep, same figure. Same exact figure, just with the spacesuit parts added on. And this helmet is removable, so you can take his helmet off. And this Batman is colored a little differently from the standard Batman figure. The gray is a little darker, and the cowl and gloves and trunks and boots are a little bit more on the purplish side than the previous figure, which was a little bit more on the bluish side. I kind of feel like the standard release of the Adam West Batman is a little too much on the bluish side and not enough on the purple side. And I feel like this version of Batman is a little too much on the purple side and not quite enough on the blue side. So Oops, we can't get a happy medium, I guess. Actually, I think the most accurate version is the Topps trading card one, which I thought about it. I brought over here with me, but it's over on the other side of the room now. So I don't feel like getting up. I've already got this whole video to shoot. I don't want to make it any longer. And it seems like his wrist is a little gummy. You know, I don't think I ever noticed this before. There actually is an additional piece of articulation where it's kind of gummy on this one, so it doesn't really want to turn. I wonder if they got it glued on this one. No, it turns on this other one. So I've never noticed before there actually is some additional articulation right where the glove meets the arm. So that's interesting. But let's go ahead and talk about his articulation real quick before we do anything else. So Batman can look up slightly and look down slightly, not a whole lot. He can tilt his head kind of quizzically from side to side, and the head does rotate all the way around. The arms, of course, rotate all the way around at the shoulders, although they are pretty stiff on this one because I did just open them up, and they go up about that far. So pretty decent range of motion at the arms. He does have a single joint of articulation at the elbow, bends about that far, extends about that far, and of course it does rotate all the way around at the elbow. As I previously mentioned, there is a cut at the tip of his glove where his glove meets the arm, so you can rotate that all the way around. His glove, his hand should rotate at the wrist all the way around, but it does seem like it's pretty gummy on this version, so I'm going to have to hit that with the hair dryer later and straighten that out. Batman turns all the way around at the waist. Leg kicks up about that far, so about 90 degrees, fairly typical for an action figure. And the leg bends down about 90 degrees at the knee. Single joint of articulation at the knee also rotates all the way around. No boot cut, no ankle articulation. The knee is where the articulation stops. So, and as I noticed before, the space helmet is removable. There are two slight tabs on either side of it. I don't know if they're even visible. No, actually, there's 4 slight tabs all the way around this thing. Just very slight tabs. Like, not like they even necessarily, I don't think they have like specific areas they grip into, but it's just kind of, they grip into this ring in general. Have you seen the Beast Kingdom Adam West toy that came out a few days ago? Has a full cloth costume and wired cape. He even has the dancing hands. Well, that's pretty awesome. Sounds like something I can't afford. But I'll try to find some pictures of it online, because that does sound like the kind of thing I would be into. Thanks for doing this. I collect this line. I collect this line too. How about that? But yeah, I've got pretty much all of these that I've got so far. I've got videos of. I haven't gotten all of them. There was some that I missed out like fairly early on just because I didn't have the money at the time to really splurge on the line. I got Batman and that was it. So I still need to get a regular Robin figure. $70? $70 ain't bad. I maybe could afford $70. I was almost thinking it'd be like a Hot Toys kind of thing. It sounds that fancy. Like it's $70. Man, I can maybe swing $70. It'd have to be a week where I've got like a big paycheck and no bills though, but I can maybe do that. So that's pretty cool. It looks like a Hot Toys little Beast Kingdom is really affordable. I will definitely look into that. Thanks for the tip. Appreciate it. Captain Have Fun. I like to have fun. I'm not a captain though. I'm just a corporal or something. I don't know. So yeah, the space helmet snaps on him like that. It's a really good likeness of Adam West, which, you know, we're used to having in this line. It doesn't like look particularly like Mike Allred's comic book art, other than the parts that he designed himself. It mainly looks like still the same sort of standard TV show Batman. And here he is with the glider wings, so he can fly through space. Pretty cool. I'm really happy with how this figure turned out. It's really nice. I like seeing the toys based on the comic book, because I did really enjoy the Batman 66 comic book. Like I said, I still have a few characters I need to get. I don't have the standard version of the Penguin. I've been promoted. Awesome, thank you. But I don't have the standard version of the Penguin. I just have the one that came in the lunchbox, and I don't have the standard version of the Joker. I just have the one that came in the lunchbox and the surfing version, and I also have the new Batman Adventures version. I need to get the new Batman Adventures version of the Riddler. I have all the other figures from that particular wave. I got King Tut, I got Egghead, I got Two Face, I got Mr. Freeze. I have both versions of Catwoman. I have. I don't have the 1966 Batgirl, unfortunately. I do have both of the New Adventures Batgirls. So the one in the black comic book outfit, the platinum version, and I have the standard colored version of that. And let's see, what else do I still need to get from this line? I don't have the robot. I would like to have the robot. I wasn't too impressed with the Superman figure, but I might buy it anyway. Loves the wings and the helmet. Reminds me of the 1989 Toy Biz Mr. Freeze. Oh, and I've got a lot of happy memories of that Mr. Freeze figure, I can tell you. I liked putting him in the freezer and seeing him turn cold. And hello, there's my Aunt June. Hi, Aunt June. I'm glad you're able to see it live. I know you like to see him live when you can. So that's why I try to do some around this time in the morning whenever I can. Like if I'm still wide awake and don't feel like going to sleep yet, I try to shoot one. So yeah, we got one more of these, which I'll be opening next, which is Nightwing. So that's the original Robin, and again, this is from the comic book, and this is after he would have grown up in the 1970s. So it's like a 70s version of Nightwing. He's got bell bottoms like he's Elvis or Evil Knievel or something like that. So it's kind of funny how they did that. So and you see how I learned how to put the comments up on the screen. Isn't that fun? I need to maybe look into more about like things that I can do on StreamYard, because it seems like there's a lot of cool things. But I've always loved the television series. It's always been one of my favorite versions of the character, and I'm really digging this line, especially since they've actually kind of gone beyond the television series, and we're still getting good television series characters like the Bookworm that I just opened up the other day, and of course Alfred. But it's nice to see some that kind of stretch beyond that, and especially since kind of the tradition nowadays is to do Batman in all these wacky outfits. It kind of makes sense to bring that into the 1966 version as well. I'd kind of like to see like the screen test costumes, or actually even like they could do like the Batmanga coloring on the Adam West figure. I think that would look really cool. I know they have an Italian version coming out based on the coloring in the old Italian comics, and they even colored it like that on the movie poster for the 1966 movie, where he has a red outfit instead of a gray outfit. I think that looks really cool. Oh, I never got to meet Yvonne Craig. My friend Trevor did. He said she was really nice. But Yvonne Craig was really nice. Got to meet her on my 9th birthday as a present. I don't like the 1966 Superman figure either. The cape is bad. I make custom cape tutorials because Mcfarlane, Yeah, like I do a lot of superpowers figures on here, and I don't like the cape that comes with like the manga Batman and the what do you call it? Like none of the capes are really that great on the McFarlane figures. Some of them are okay, but like where is he? I know did he fall on the floor? He might have fallen on the floor. Oh, there he is. Zurin R. Batman is a good example of this. Like the cape clip on these is just way too big. So I've taken to making my own capes, and I do a lot of customs anyway. So yeah, I've been working on that myself. I'd seen where some people had put like a better cape on the Superman figure, and that worked out pretty well. Like it just seems to be like it's going to be some work, and I don't like how that was just kind of like a generic Superman. I kind of feel like they missed an opportunity to do like a George Reeves Superman. You never see figures of George Reeves as Superman, and that's too bad. Or at the very least, do a Christopher Reeve Superman. I was thinking that maybe what I could do is if I could fix the cape on that, and I do have 3D print files to do a Christopher Reeve Superman head. I've done one for like 12-inch figures and a few for like McFarlane scale figures, but I haven't gotten around to doing the customs of those yet. But I was kind of thinking about doing that. If I could do like a scaled up superpowers type cape for the Superman figure, I think I could maybe make it work. But it just seems like it's a lot of work. I am kind of more considering it now that I see that they're putting out a Wonder Woman in the Batman 66 line, and I would want to have like the whole Trinity, so then I could have a Superman to work with. Captain Half Fun says I make capes with clips, but I like making them with copper wire. Makes the cape look like it's coming out of the costume. Fold the cape lapels to make the newer superpowers look like the OG capes. Yeah, that's one of the big problems with them. Like I pointed out that the cape clips on these are too big. Like you see how easily that comes off. Like you can tell already, even with the Wonder Woman cape, and I got a Wonder Woman cape on this beat up superpowers here. It's a little tighter, so it works a little better. I don't think I have one that I made myself over here, but I put a lot of study into how Kenner made the capes, and I used the toy polloi pattern. I based it off of that, and that's what I use for most of my capes. I know he did separate patterns for Superman and Robin, but I usually just use the Batman one and trim it up. I like how wide it is, but but yeah, I've gotten pretty good at doing those superpower capes. I was thinking about maybe doing some with some wires around the edges. Like this Superman, I thought they did an excellent job with the cape, and it did the same thing. And also the 1939 Batman, where they've got the wiring and the cape, so you can get some good dramatic poses out of it. The only problem I had with this cape is the S on the back is way too big, like just gigantic. But that's got kind of the thing I think you're talking about, where you have the cape kind of tucked in underneath there. That's really how they should have done Superman. My problem is it has that kind of weird red t-shirt collar thing on it, but I might just see if I can just resculpt the whole thing and see if I can get that to work. But it's gonna be at some point in the future. Looks like I got a little smudge on his nose here. That's unfortunate, especially since this is one of my favorite Superman figures. I don't want to have a smudge on his nose. Anyway, it might be a stain. I might have to get some like zit remover and get that off. I made the new Tim Drake an actual yellow and black cape. They're doing a fundraiser for one. I'm customizing that wired Superman cape. Yes, the S is too big. I'm looking to make it into Silver Age. If I could get an extra one of these, I would probably do that. I think that this is probably the best Superman body that Mcfarlane has made yet, and I'm hoping they'll use it some more. I think it would be perfect as the base for a Kingdom Come style Superman, and I kind of suspect that they really based this one on the Alex Ross artwork more than any version of the Earth 2 Superman. I put an Action Comics Superman head sculpt on it. Again, if I could get an extra one, I might actually do that. Like, I really like the one where I don't have this one over here, but when they re-released this one with a new head sculpt on it and the brighter colors, I think they just called that like classic Superman. I like that head sculpt because it reminded me a lot of Kurt Swan's artwork. So maybe I'll swap the heads of those and see what that looks like. That might be a cool thing to do. But yeah. I definitely think that they were probably looking at some Alex Ross artwork when they designed this. But if you can imagine it with like a head more sculpted to look like his Superman, and in the darker blue with that Kingdom Come red and black with the S with just the slash on it. Yeah, that would look really cool. And of course, that one didn't even have an S on the back because he tends to not do that. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to I'm getting off on a whole tangent talking about Superman here when we got this Batman figure. So there we go. Okay, so Space Batman is really cool. I figure that this is probably a figure that's kind of a little bit more of a niche thing, and it probably would not have as much appeal to people who just kind of like are fans of the the television show, and we want to have the you know, the figures that are just from the television show. Some people can be kind of purist about this. If you just want a fun Batman action figure, this is about it. It's like Batman with a space helmet, a jetpack, and you gotta love that kind of thing. I really liked on the Brave and the Bold cartoon, where a lot of the times he'd pop these wings out of his back and be flying around a jetpack and pull a lightsaber out of his utility belt and be fighting aliens. I like seeing superhero Batman. I think superhero Batman is a lot of fun. We tend to more get into like the gritty street level vigilante stuff with Batman nowadays, and yeah, that's fine. I like that kind of stuff too. I like it. Batman Year One, probably one of my favorite Batman comics of all time. But there's more to the character than just that. So I like that comic book Batman can be that kind of Batman, but at the same time he can go fight aliens with a lightsaber, and it still makes sense. You see that kind of thing in the comic books still from time to time. Batman going toe to toe with Darkseid or whoever. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, Batman Brave and the Bold. That was one of my favorite Batman cartoons, and it's also my favorite version of Aquaman. Worth pointing that out. So, anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this guy. That's about all I can think of to say about him, other than he's a really cool figure and I really like him. So, I'm having a son. Wife made me get the old shows from the '60s and early 2000s. Aw, well, he should enjoy watching those. I know I would. I know I did. Yeah, like for me growing up, this was the only live action Batman we had. It was like I was like 13 when the first Michael Keaton Batman movie came out, and much as I love this one, I was really ready to see like a more serious interpretation of the character, and I thought that Tim Burton did a great job with that, but I still always have that love and affection for the classic version. And I showed it to one of my nephews, and he really liked it. So that wound up being his favorite version of Batman. So it goes to show it's kind of timeless. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like and subscribe. All the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this figure specifically and Batman in general. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.